jump into action.
This is it. We are here in the finals. It's time to duel one last time here at the 2025 World Championship. It's going to be a 3 roll from Tom and a 5 from Julien.
Ho, ho, ho.
So Julien will be able to go first.
Yeah, a clear crowd favorite here. Julien representing France and NA, and the French crowd are absolutely loving it.
Let's see some of these plays. We do enter main phase, it seems.
And there it is, that
And
Razen.
there is Razen!
Glued to Julien's hand in this top 8. Razen and Holisu are surely his best friends this weekend.
The Vanquish Soul Razen is going to be able to allow him to add any Vanquish Soul monster from the deck to the hand, the key card. And of course, there it is, Vanquish Soul Holisu.
But we saw that Feovalos coming down from Tom. Probably one of the few interruptions, but Ash Blossom.
Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring going to stop Tom in his tracks, but now he's in the danger zone because he used a monster effect from the hand.
Yes, he used it indeed. At the same time, this is one less fire monster in the end from Julien, and that might complicate things in terms of attributes.
Yeah, it doesn't look that complicated for him just yet. He's searched a card, he's added that Razen back to the hand, going to replenish the number of fires. Got the Holisu, I think I spot a dart. Here comes Case for K9.
I mean, we've mentioned it, he is the player that has included the most copies of this card in his deck, and now, as Billy was saying, this Izuna is there.
Yep, and it's going to be special summoned right away, and then it's going to send a K9 monster from the deck to the graveyard. We can only expect it to be that K9 Lupus.
Yeah, it is just devastating when you activate your hand interaction and it gets negated, meaning you've not got the benefit of what you were trying to do, and your opponent then gets all the benefit. So, yeah.
Can't ask for a better start here for Julien.
Not only do we get that benefit, we get the one from Reaper as well, and we have seen Julien is on force released already, so he can just set it here if you wish to do so, but now we are actually gonna change things up, it seems.
I think he was just reminding Tom the cards he's already shown this turn.
Ripper is going to add a copy of K9 Jokul from the deck to the hand.
Makes a lot of sense, and as mentioned, given that Feovalos, we can set the force release already.
Just an incredible start here. Holisu is going to be coming down next, revealing the Vanquish Soul Razen, special summoning to the field.
We have a Fire and a Dark that are known, so we can just go and reveal those two.
Do we have the second fire if we get to summon, or will we go for Mad Love?
I think you have to go for Mad Love. You want to make sure you have access to the Vanquish Soul start, so you can have access to the Vanquish Soul Dust Devil.
Julien just got everything he could have possibly wished for. There's just no way to imagine this game one going better for him right now. All the Vanquished Souls at his disposal, all the K9s at his disposal. Tom one card down already and got absolutely nothing to show for it.
And Heavy Borger is going to be activated next, returning the Holisu back to the hand. Heavy Borger is probably going to reveal a Dark here to allow Julien to draw another card. He's going to reveal that Jokul we already knew was in the hand. When this deck is operating at maximum efficiency, it is hard to stop for any strategy, but Tom may have some cards in his deck that he has a ton of cards we already seen on stream that are really useful at going second, so you don't want to count him out just yet, and Julien probably knows that, so he's going to have to play very carefully and make sure he doesn't make any mistakes with this great hand that he's been given.
Yeah, he wants to sequence it as carefully as possible. He wants to give himself the best chance, the maximum number of interruptions, the maximum resilience to cards like Book of Eclipse, Lightning Storm, Dark Ruler No More.
Now here comes the draw from Heavy Borger.
I mean, we have seen just how much this deck can do when uninterrupted. It has been the case already in the previous matches, and it's a scary feeling nonetheless. And Tom, we know, is most likely, you know, on those field-breaking spells, but are those gonna be enough against what Julien is about to come up with? Not only do you see the first release, most likely the Snow Devil is gonna be there, so something like a Dark Ruler no more doesn't actually shut down all of the interactions.
Definitely, and we saw the Jokels come down, and a Jokel added a copy of the K9 Lantern. We mentioned Julien is on a heavier K9 engine in his Vanquish Soul strategy, and when you draw like this, it is so much more devastating to the opponent.
Yeah, we're going to get that start not even used yet. Julien's hand is absolutely overflowing at this point in time.
Yep,
six cards in hand.
Caesar Valius online. These two level 5 monsters are going to be overlaid for probably what I could only think would be Nesh Knight.
Nesh Knight, such an amazing card, both on his own and when upgraded to that C104.
Yeah, C104 Umbral Horror Masquerade is just an excellent card, and we're going to see the effect of being activated to rank up into the Chaos version here of Nesh Knight. Oh. Yep, there it is. And then the next step, since the C104 is underneath, he can go into that Umbral Horror in attack position this time.
Pretty fearless putting it in attack mode after we've seen Lightning Storms on the stream already, but let's just go for it. We haven't seen any from Tom just yet.
We're going to the end phase. Vanquish Soul start's going to set a Vanquish Soul trap, and it's going to be that Vanquish Soul Dust Devil, which can just be absolutely devastating on its own, not to mention all the other numerous numbers of interactions Julien has put up. And a pass, and now Tom is going to draw and see what kind of tools he has to work through this uphill battle here in the first game of our World Championship final. I feel like this smile has to be forced, but first up we have Fire Formation Tinky being activated. Let's see if this prompts Julien to do anything.
Okay, we're gonna read it. I mean, fair enough, you might not be too familiar with the card. And anyway, there is no time in the top cut. Are we really gonna respond to the tanky?
He is going to use the quick play spell here to turn this Ripper into a werewolf. There's a full moon.
Definitely an interesting decision. And that is it, actually. Yep. Tom has seen enough. Picking up his cards. Cannot do anything about this opener. Wow.
Yeah, just absolutely a display of masterclass here from Julien, but a huge unfortunate situation there for Tom. Pretty much worst case scenario when you have something like Mulcharmy Fualos, like that maybe will be able to stop your opponent's plays, but they have the Ash Blossom, you activated the monster effect from the hand, and then it's just a snowball from there.
Yeah, at that point you'd rather not draw it at all.
Really, truly.
Yeah, it was an absolutely crazy opener from Julien there, and to be honest, it's just one of those games, you know, sometimes your opponent just has it all, they have everything they could need to check all of your cards, and you've just got to pack up your cards, shuffle them up, go to game 2, try not to let it affect you, and say, okay, you know, he won the die roll, he got to go first, he had his absolutely optimal start, so let's see if I can do anything about it now in the next 2 games.
Yeah, and this is also where the side decks come into play, and they are quite huge with the different kind of cards you can put in, especially when you're going first. You're able to side out some of those cards that aren't as useful and put in some more particular cards that might be really great going first.
Yeah, goodbye, Fualos. After the trade.
I mean, if you needed...
This is all your fault, Fualos.
Yeah, even if you need an additional reason to get it off. But now play is going to be reversed. We have mentioned how our duelist probably did not prepare as well for this matchup. and that is most likely going to be the case for Julien. But the good news for him is that the Ollie Su is just as good as in any matchup when you draw it with the right attributes.
Yeah, but what Tom's going to be looking for is hopefully Julien doesn't draw Holly Sue, and maybe he can find some of the side deck cards we saw just in the previous feature match. He has cards like Droll and Lockbird in the side deck, something that could be quite useful, because Vanquish Soul is a strategy that adds a bunch of cards from the deck to the hand. But at the same side of the coin, if he has the Droll and uses it, that also turns on Izuna, which doesn't need to add anything. It sends from the deck to the graveyard, brings back the Lupus, so it could be a double-edged sword.
Yeah, Droll and Lockbird, a card that you definitely think about when you play against Vanquish Soul K9 as to how powerful it is. That's up for Tom to decide. It's in his side deck. Is it in there for that reason? I guess we will find out if we see it.
But yeah, I mean, once more, Tom is gonna be on the losing side, back against the wall. Can he find a way out once more? He has done it plenty of times this weekend already. He has been there in the past. He has always found a way to fight back hard, and I think he's gonna try his best. But Julien now only one game away from having this third back-to-back North American representative taking it, and especially also that for-free player sneaking in and then taking out the top seeds. Let's see, I think they're gonna try their best to stay in this, and maybe we'll see yet another game 3 today.
Yeah, that's right. We can't have a short-term memory. If we just remember back to our previous semifinal match, that was between Tom and Roselli. Tom lost that game number 1. And he was still able to bounce back and win game 2 and 3. And we're going to have to see if it's going to play out the same way here in the finals. The Lunalight deck is just so much stronger when it gets the opportunity to go first.
Yeah, for sure. And you say that, you're just reminding me, you know, that game 3, it was a similar way. There was a Droll, Lockbird, and then Tom using his engine to overcome all the defenses. Maybe we could almost see an exact repeat of that if you're a fan of Tom.
Absolutely. I mean, I know he's got a lot of supporters. Obviously, in this room, you've heard the crowd support a little bit more. Julien, rightfully so, but he has a lot on his side as well. And even back home, of course, he's one of the best players in Europe. He has been for a lot of years, and I'm sure, you know, he is deserving of a chance, and he's gonna have, no matter what, you know, the right to call himself among the top 2 best players of this year in all of the world. But now you can see it, getting focused, getting in the zone. He knows that this does not matter anything. At the end of the day, you're called champion when you win 2 games. You don't get an extra trophy for going 2-0, and so he will try his best to fight back and get us into game 3.
Yeah, he's going to have to stay mentally strong. You've mentioned this is not his first finals. He's made a couple finals previously and fallen just short, and now being down the game, he's going to have to shake that off. Not think like, oh no, I've been here before, we've seen this story, but maybe he's going to be able to bounce back and make his way into becoming the world champion.
Yeah, I mean, as you say, he has been here before, so on the one hand, that might be a tough experience, but on the other hand, he's been here before. He knows what's up. He has that resilience. We've seen him all the way through the top 8 in situations that looked pretty bad for him, but he just kept his cool. He played to the best of his ability. He put his opponents on better have it, better have this, better have that, otherwise I'm going to win, and he did win.
Yeah, and kept his composure in the past. Has also been on the other side where he was the one winning game 1 in the finals, and then he has seen, you know, the opponent crawl back. So he knows maybe that that's a possibility, and I think although that can be not the best of memories, if you look on it on this side, you must have learned some precious lesson from that and took it to his advantage, and I'm sure that he has done. He has mentioned that this was his dream. Just like any other player in the world, the dream is to just sit down and have a chance at this one single match. I think you can share the same feeling, Billy.
Yep, sometimes you're in the finals, sometimes you win them, sometimes you lose them, but he's going to have to lock in here for game number 2.
And this time he will get a chance to do it by going first. Can Tom turn this thing around? We are ready, so let's jump back into action for game 2.
All right, a handshake from both these duelists showing nothing but respect for their opponent.
And it's gonna be main phase. Do we have anything from Julien? Not quite. It seems that we can enter the main phase.
There's some useful cards there. We'll see how Tom is going to navigate his hand in this matchup.
And Julien placing his cards on the field, but once more foolish Burial goods. I mean, having a read might as well, but it's pretty straightforward. And we are gonna use a shifter!
Is this the way the World Championship's gonna end, with the Dimension Shifter? The one of...
Wow!
Julien locked in, staring his opponent down. No emotion, he knows it could be good. He can't get too excited just yet, but this is a huge card here.
Incredible card, shutting down completely the foolish Burial goods. And now I think the plan must be, can we make maybe a Baguska? Can we hang in there somehow?
Would a Baguska even be enough? He's just going to dump the Serenade Dance to the banishment, so down a card already.
That shifter absolutely devastating. It's been limited to one copy, and for very good reason. It's such a powerful card. Usually players, when it was at 3, everyone had their plan. What do I do if I get hit with this Dimension Shifter? But I think at one copy it kind of falls out of your mind a bit. There's not really that many decks playing with it, but it's so devastating here. Just having your card get banished immediately, setting 3 and passing the turn.
Wow, it's a complete pass here from Tom. But can Julien find a way to play the game is the question. We see a lot of interruptions possibly from him. Can he have something? He passes back!
He passes back, no play from Julien! The Dimension Shifter is now over.
And here we go. You would take this trade for Tom. You've traded one card for the shifter, but now you get a battle phase even on your...
And it's a pass back! It's a pass back!
No way! What is going on in this final? Both duelists not really able to play in a top deck.
A Jokel. Does Tom have anything? It's the Black Coat last on the K9 Jokel. Keep them in the hand.
Yeah, take one extra turn is most likely gonna be a pass now from Julien. I guess it could technically go and normal, but
my goodness.
that's just a pass. Can Tom find anything?
Main phase 1, it's gonna be
It's
Foolish
Burial.
And this is gonna resolve.
That's a great card to start things off, possibly special summoning a Leo from deck, but let's see if Julien has a response. We could just send this Silver Hound.
He's having a good think. He's not going straight for the Silver Hound. Yes, he is going
It is
straight for the
Silver Hound.
Silver Hound.
Do we see a response? Ash Fuvalos. It is the Fuvalos.
Does Tom have a responsible Charming Falls? Does he have his signature card? He has the Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring. It's not the Call by the Grave, but it's at least going to stop Julien from drawing into more cards. And now this Silver Hound is going to special summon a Luna Light monster from the deck.
Gosh, what a game so far. Also got that Black Goat Laughs in the graveyard for some extra interruptions. Could check a potential Holly Sue, even if Julien picks one up.
What a game this has been. Such a roller coaster of emotion. We thought it could have been all over just with that Dimension Shifter, but then a bit of misluck from both sides, and now it's Tom who is playing Baramul Charmy Purulia to follow this up.
So he sent the Kaleido-Chick, and then the Gold Leo was able to add the Kaleido-Chick back to his hand. He really only has to special summon or summon a monster from his hand one time, so but even one card when Julien doesn't have anything to really play with could mean everything. If Tom doesn't find a way to get to a Liger Dancer and end this game on this turn. But the normal summon comes down here from the Kaleido-Chick. He basically just searched from his deck.
Important draw, and there are a lot of huge ones possibly from Julien.
That looked like an Izuna to me.
And he draws into Izuna.
K9 Azuna is going to be activated here and special summon to the field.
Does Izuna do? You just activate the Black Goat, you call Lupus, you stay calm. That monster cannot use its effect after you've used the Black Goat.
But you must do it now, and Tom sees this line. He calls the Lupus, shutting down this play.
So he won't be able to exceed summon here on Tom's turn. Now the Kaleido-Chick
catch.
The Gi-Ohtcg is going to send a Lunalight monster from the deck to the graveyard to copy the name, and it's going to be Yellow Martin. Yellow Martin's going to return that gold Leo to the hand to special summon itself. Now, where does he go from here? He has to take a lot of things into consideration. How can you do the most amount of damage with the least amount of summons? He's going to overlay these two monsters for a rank 4. Is it going to be a Dugaris or a Brotherhood of the Fire Fist Tiger King to get access to Fire Formation Tinky? That is going to be the case.
Yeah, it has been a while since that card has been on a future match, but it does so much for this deck as it can get you into the rest of this engine.
Tom maybe asking if Julien can read German.
I think he's wondering about the lock from the Silverhound, but the card that was locked from the Silverhound was the Gold Leo that got returned to the hand, so he is able to overlay for this Xyz monster.
And yeah, just asking a bit about the fact, I mean, you do see a long text. In reality, the second part not so relevant at the moment, but you must be wondering, and I guess we are asking for a translation here from Julien, as fitting as it is.
Yep, just going to get a quick clarification here before this Tiger King is able to set a Fire Formation Tinky from the deck. You're right, it has a lot of words, but
yeah,
it essentially just gets Tinky here in the situation. Unless you're playing pure Fire Fist and end up with like 3 Fire Formations on your side of the field, it's not doing much more. It does have a thing, I think, on summon to negate all your opponent's monsters.
No, it's quite important to detach, because that way you can get another Lunalight into the grave, so you detach and then you can negate the effect of all face-up monsters on the field. Yeah,
and also what's relevant is usually these kind of effects only last until the end of your turn, but it's actually until the end of your opponent's turn. So for example, that loop would be useless even the next turn to, you know, use the quick effect. So that's something, of course, they want to know. But yeah, as you have mentioned, the last effect definitely not relevant. Only gonna be playing tanky in this deck.
Used to come up.
It used to, yeah, absolutely.
When I was a younger man, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, when we all were, but not quite the same nowadays. So, I mean, obviously you are in the final, 1 game away from being world champion. You don't want to make a mistake because you haven't studied German, I guess. So you'll ask for a translation, right?
That's what they tell you at school. They say, you know, you've got to learn your German well enough, otherwise you'll lose in the World Championship final. That's
exactly. I mean,
what your teachers tell you.
Nothing wrong with double checking the card text here, but
yeah, absolutely. But I mean, it seems like everything is on the line. What a game it is, honestly. I can barely, you know, hold it. It's been so much tension when we saw that shifter, and now we're back into action. We can resolve this tanky and add something else to our end to push through.
Yep, here it is. Advantage to Tom right now. Gonna start resolving some effects. Very important that he can detach a material to get something in the graveyard if he needs to. Very important to remember to not summon too many monsters under that Mochami Perulia.
And the Black Sheep definitely wants to get that Yellow Martin back in the graveyard. Black Sheep will be used to add polymerization potentially from the deck to the hand. Does so much more than just that in the Lunalight strategy, but going to detach the Gi-Ohtcg, another one you're going to want to bring back from the graveyard as well.
And yeah, as mentioned, that detach is important, negating everything until the end of the opponent's turn. And now we can add the possibly polymerization. There it is, polymerization. Not only relevant in this format, has been relevant also over in Duel Links.
Oh yeah, we talked about Monster Reborn being an old card. Polymerization is right up there with it.
Absolutely, it is.
Also, yeah, Raigeki as well.
Yeah, same set. Yeah, Lunalight Tiger bringing back that Gi-Ohtcg.
And now still so much that Tom can try to do. Also, we have absolutely no clue what those 2 face down were, but is it gonna be something else to extend the plays? Who knows? Could also be, I guess, yeah. Oh, but here comes Nibiru, the primal being. Is it now the correct time? That's what I'm wondering as well.
He has the Yellow Martin still that can come back by bouncing the Tiger, and that would result in
Oh,
okay, he's going to change Book of Eclipse.
Book of Eclipse.
It's going to keep the Nibiru in hand. He can't tribute anything on the field.
Actually, this is so fitting because this is exactly the way in which he lost his final. He lost the final to Samir with this exact play of the Book of Eclipse. And when I say you learn from your losses, this is exactly what I mean. Doesn't get much more poetic than this, does it?
Now the Perfume Dancer is going to add a Lunalight perfume. The Yellow Martin was used as a material, so it's going to add back the polymerization from the graveyard. The Yellow Martin is still stuck underneath that Tiger King, though, so he's going to have to find a way to get that in the graveyard if he wants to utilize the Tiger again. But the Perfume Dancer also has that additional effect that can return a Lunalight card back to your hand, so he already has an opportunity to use that Tiger again. Lunalight Perfume is going to bring back the Gi-Ohtcg to the field, ready to use its effect yet again, putting another fusion monster into the graveyard. We can't quite see what it is.
Yeah, I mean, I can only assume it's the Leo Dancer to then get into the Liger Dancer, possibly just a few moments from now. And it should be pretty easy to do, and that's gonna be a lot of damage, and I don't see how Julien can stop it.
Yeah, here comes the Wolf. Nibiru already used. It's got a, you're right, Marcello, that what cards are there that are going to deal with a field this threatening? Got to have all those monsters in the graveyard. I mean, can't see all of it now, but it's tough to imagine.
3 of them are also known, because we know double Joggle is in the end, and then one is Nibiru, only one more card, which means those Vanquish will not do anything. And I'm pretty sure, as we can see here, we are gonna get into that final fusion, the Liger Dancer. We might be moments away from getting into a Game 3 here, as we are able to just completely disrupt the field. And once again,
the Gi-Ohtcg was banished, so we won't be able to activate anything during the battle phase. Gonna destroy those special summon monsters and attack, attack. And we're going to a game number 3.
Wow.
Absolutely incredible. You couldn't write a better story between two decorated duels. They both want this win so badly for themselves, for their region, for all the people who supported them to this point, for the people who stayed up all night watching Julien, from all of Tom's test playing partners who got him here with the meta call, a deck that wasn't under the radar with Lunalight, with the top meta deck that Julien brought to Ting. This is what is the most powerful when it draws at its best, and just an absolutely incredible battle of two dueling titans.
Absolutely, and as already mentioned, I mean, every single one watching thought the game might have been over as soon as we saw that Dimension Shifter getting chained to the Foolish Burial Goods, that one-off shifter. But then, just a lack of engine. We mentioned it, sometimes it does happen for the Vanquish Show K9 deck. Such a shame for Julien that it happened in Game 2 of the finals.
Yeah, he just needed to hold for one more game of those clean, beautiful Vanquish Soul hands he's been seeing all weekend long, or at least all of today. But this time, he gets to go first. He gets that first bite at the cherry. Those Molchamis going to go out. He's not going to rely on Tom to have to summon monsters to give him cards. He can just draw some K9s, start playing, and see where it takes him.
But again, I want to stress just how much this match matters to both, but especially to Tom. Has already been to 2 finals, one of a WCS, one of his own national championship, and such a beautiful ending to that game, doing the same play that costed him the finals at the WCS against Samir, with that Book of Eclipse to play around Nibiru, learn from the Frenchman here in Paris, and now doing it to another Frenchman against him. So who is going to take it? I have absolutely no idea. Julien again with the advantage, but can the deck hold?
Yeah, it's going to come down to this final game. If it's anything like game number 1, Julien is just one win away from becoming a world champion. But now that the side decks are involved, things could get a little dicey.
They could, absolutely, and especially because, I mean, I don't know if Tom might have jinxed it, but he did mention, talking about our semi-final, that we might just see another Droll and Lockbird.
Yeah, here we are, that Droll and Lockbird. Is that the plan? Will it shut down Julien? We talk about these K9 cards. They're fantastic into opponents' hand interactions, but if you activate Droll and Lockbird, all of a sudden, maybe you can't use Ripper anymore. Maybe you can't use Joggle anymore. Maybe you can't use Lantern. So here we go.
And this is a part of the consistency plan. We have talked about it. Julien, unique take on the Vanquish Soul K9 deck. Multiple copies of a case for K9, but that plays right into that roll and lock bird. Will that be a liability now that they walk into game 3? Will he find some help from the side decks? And also, could we see some other side deck options from Tom going second, breaking those fields, using those spells, or will it just be something similar to what we're witnessing game 1 with just the unbreakable opener by Julien?
Yeah, either way, we have an amazing story that's going to play out. We're either going to have our first EU World Champion in decades, or we're going to have the 3rd year in a row that North America is going to walk away with that world's title. Which one is it going to be?
I mean, moments away from finding out for sure, but again, I think our duelists need as much support back from home and here in this crowd as they want. So let's bring it up again for the 2 finalists at the World Championships. Love to hear the chanting from the crowd. As mentioned, of course, we might have a bit of a crowd favorite, but both deservingly in this final had to fight through 25 other duelists, but now it's down to 2 remaining ones, and it's 2 best players in the world this year. What a season they've had, and can they claim themselves? Can they take that trophy standing right next to them? It's almost to the point where you can reach your hand and touch it, but will it be yours? Can you bring it home?
Yeah, it all comes down to this. No matter what, this is the final game of the Yu-Gi-Oh! World Championship, and this year did not disappoint. There have been such a variety of decks, some of the best plays I have seen from some of the best players. It's just been absolutely incredible. I'm a bit sad that this is where it's going to end, but I'm also excited to see which one of these 2 amazing duelists will be crowned the Yu-Gi-Oh! World Champion.
And absolutely, the grinding never stops, Yu-Gi-Oh! Never stops, and will only after this World Championship starts a brand new season with a lot of events already announced, both in the NAWCQ region and also over here in Europe. And as soon as in a couple of weeks, you know, we have plenty more YCSs. It never stops.
The 300th YCS is coming up in this next season. That'll be celebrated all around the world like the World Championship. But this is going to be the last game for this weekend.
Absolutely. So thank you, of course, guys, all the way home and all over the world following us in different social media pages. And of course, thank you especially to you guys who decided to come to Paris to watch this live. But now, as we have been waiting for the 14th match of this weekend of TCG action, is now down to 1 more game between these 2 amazing duelists. Is it gonna be Julien? Is it gonna be Tom? Who is gonna be your world champion? Let's find out!
The final handshake of the World Championship. The players are going to draw their last hands. Julien will be starting off this duel.
Yeah, that Vanquish Soul K9 deck is so intimidating to play against going first, and we're looking at that hand, and it looks absolutely perfect for Julien. All the Vanquish Souls, all the K9 monsters. Can Tom say anything about it?
It's so promising, but we have talked about that little sneaky 0 attack, 0 defense, level 1 wind monster spellcaster. Is it gonna be there? Do we see the draw and lock? But we start things off with Olisu.
So definitely being able to play here, the hand already better than in game number 2. And he also has Stake Your Soul, revealing a dark monster here in Dr. Madlove.
Not quite the fire you usually prefer to open with, but it's gonna be good enough to bring out the Volga.
Yeah, absolutely everything Julien could need right now. Maybe gonna go into this line where you search and then you have Heavy Borga already on the field to draw an extra card if you get hit by Drawn Lock Bird. Very heads-up play, having seen Tom already play it in the previous semi-final.
But we do have Razen and we have the Fire Monster, one hand, all of the different Vanquish Soul as mentioned.
Is there a Mulcharmy?
Almost certainly not a Mulcharmy. He's already activated Stake Your Soul. Let's see what Julien has to do.
Next up, what does he have?
Here comes Gi-Ohtcg. Does he have a way to get another fire monster into his hand? He has got a Razan already. Here comes Case for K9. This is going to be the first time he adds a card to his hand. Will there maybe be a draw on Lockbird for Tom?
But at the same time, we had a chance here to stop the draw and lock with the Ripper if we wanted, I guess. So let's see, even if that is going to be the case. There was a different line possibly for Julien, but not quite. We are not going to see any response at all from Tom until this point.
Tom is now picking up his hand. What kind of interaction does he have? Does he have anything in response to Mad Love?
This might be some mind game, because of course we are about to be on 5 salmon, so Nibiru, the primal being, should be a consideration. You do not know if it's in the deck at all from Tom.
Vanquished Soul start is going to add a copy of Xiaolong from the deck to the hand.
Yeah, this is an absolutely incredible opening hand for Julien. All engine, all gas, no brakes. Going to search another card with Gi-Ohtcg, presumably going to be able to search the trap.
You can do so much, but the question here is, do you play around this Nibiru? Of course, we can start things off revealing both Fire Monster, adding yet another card. Sometimes he has gone for the Snow Devil right away, foregoing the Vanquished Soul start effect, but is he gonna do it again? Definitely gonna take a lot from Tom to break this field, and it is Julien playing it safe, just adding directly that Vanquished Soul Snow Devil, and then most likely we are gonna see the Reaper as the 5th summon.
Yeah, it has to be a bit scary when your opponent's got so many resources at their disposal that they're choosing to search this backup card that you could have just searched anyway in the end phase. Just that insurance, it's terrifying. Your opponent thinks they've just got everything already.
Indeed. But makes a lot of sense. Julien playing as well as he can, getting the Lantern now, which can get the Force released even though your opponent is not activating a monster effect.
Going to send that Dr. Madlove to the graveyard for a Link Summon for Rock of the Vanquisher. The Rock of the Vanquisher is going to add back the Holly Sue from the graveyard to the hand.
And now is it time for Jokul? I believe we have not used the draw effect from Borger yet.
Yeah, I think the Borger's just been sat there. Maybe Julien says, I'm just going to search as much as I possibly can first, and then maybe draw into something that I couldn't have searched otherwise, rather than just drawing at the beginning of the turn.
Yeah, I also think that Stake Your Soul was kind of just an Ash Blossom check, trying to get Tom to use it, as it wouldn't have stopped anything else that he has really going on here.
Of course, it was, I mean, as you've mentioned, a great bluff also, because he didn't reveal the Razan on purpose. You know, he revealed the Dark, so that maybe your opponent thinks, okay, you don't have Razan, I might use an interruption, but not quite the case here.
And those are really the skills you can have to make it to the World Championship, knowing how to do things like that to change the perception of your opponent with the cards in your hand based upon how you play them and in the order in which you do so.
Oh, he did reveal Razan for Holly Sue at the beginning of the turn.
True.
That was the first thing he did, I think.
Next up, what is he going to do after this shuffle is over with?
There goes that reveal.
He's just going to show him his whole hand.
I mean, not many times. I mean, fair enough, but yeah, you revealed the entire hand, as you can see from Tom. Gonna get a fresh draw, and then we might get into those Nash Knights that have been, you know, consistently applying pressure on Julien's side of the field throughout the entire weekend.
Yeah, was that maybe even a draw on Lockbird off the top?
I kind of thought it was the same thing. Yeah, I had that same thought.
I had the same feeling, but that would just be...
That would be devastating. That card is very, very good against Luna Light, but we're not sure if that is the card he drew indeed. But Nash Knight coming down here, it's going to rank up into the Chaos version, attaching the number C104 so he can special summon out number C104, Umbral Horror Masquerade.
And indeed, that is the case.
The case for K9 also being destroyed here.
Getting the Force release. We have seen this exact opening in the past from Julien is gonna get the heavy burger back to the end during the end phase, sets yet another card. Obviously, that's no devil. And I think, yeah, he's triple checking. Have I done everything right? And yes, oh, you are right, guys. It was indeed the card we feared must have stopped and might have stopped Julien.
If there's someone in this tournament who's played tons of going second cards, we've seen Dark Ruler Normar, we've seen Book of Eclipse, and Tom's key card, we've seen him draw so much this weekend, Called by the Grave. He has the opportunity to have plenty of cards in his hand to break through this board, but it's an uphill battle here from the beginning.
I feel like those evenly matched from, you know, back in the previous future matches might be helpful, but I don't think Tom is running any of those in his deck.
I see Willie in the front row. Maybe he could lend him one of those evenly matches out of the deck.
Throw one at Tom.
He's going to need it. He's going to need a combination of cards here, but he didn't have any responses during the turn, so there's a chance that a lot of his cards in hand are these going second options.
Look at this, 6 cards in hand from Julien, a full field of threatening interruptions. Can Tom pull this miracle off?
Would be a miracle. Let's see how he's going to start things off. He's going to need something useful. Dealing with the Umbral Horror is going to be huge, so Dark Ruler No More would be a start. Does he have it? Does he have Book of Eclipse? Does he have Heavy Polymerization? Does he have Lunalight cards? It's going to be Fualos.
Oof, which, I mean, it's devastating because it's most likely, you know, the card he just picked up per turn. It might have made a lot of a difference if it was in the first 5.
The next card's Foolish Burial, so no board-breaking cards just yet.
And also, it doesn't really do all that much because Foolish Burial Goods might have helped, but you have that Reaper ready to put in check anything that is going to be sent to the graveyard.
Julien with 6 cards in the hand, 2 cards face down. The Vanquish will start in a Field Spell Zone, and going to send Yellow Martin, so he'll be able to activate the effect to add a Lunalight spell.
But I mean, this seems to me just like it's an easy card that you might as well negate. I mean, it's completely free.
The only card maybe you're thinking of for Julien are those triple tactics cards. Can you wait as long as possible, maybe just stop Tom from having any possible outs? But I agree with you, Marcello. Let's just negate something. Maybe he just wants to resolve his draw on Lockbird as his first monster effect.
Yeah. Tom's key card all weekend has been Called by the Grave. He's going to need it here if Julien does in fact have Droll and Lockbird.
Can we find the Called by the Grave? Because we might be moments away from dropping that Spellcaster monster from Julien. Are we going to see it?
There it is.
It's going to be Droll and Lockbird.
And you see, Tom, look at this guy. An amazing opening and an absolutely devastating blow. That card losing popularity this weekend is why Lunalight was a great pick, but Julien's smart enough to include Droll and Lockbird in his side deck.
He has mentioned he tried to include cards that could cut a lot of other decks, maybe not using those Artifact Lancia, but just trying it out. And now, after the Droll and Lock resolves, Tom is able to continue.
Looks like the judges are just having a quick discussion with our players, but play will be continued here shortly. Not sure what this discussion is quite about just yet.
It could be a discussion maybe on whether this is, you know, an open game state in terms of technically we could have, you know, the chance to activate some spell 2 effects, and maybe that was what was unclear between the 2 players. I'm totally, you know, throwing a blind guess there. So there is a possibility, but no, I think all that's happening is that Julien is asking for a translation, which makes a lot more sense, and just asking about this Lunalight Fusion full text, which for anyone too unfamiliar with, allows you to use extra deck materials if your opponent controls a monster special summon from the extra deck.
But it's just 1 extra deck material?
Only
so
one.
If he has 3 Lunalight monsters in his hand, he could use the Leo Dancer plus 3 Lunalights to summon Liger Dancer, which would be unaffected by all of these cards that Julien has.
That would be amazing.
There's a little scary possibility for Julien, but no real way to stop this Lunalight Fusion as far as I know, so
yeah,
I just have to deal with it.
Not at all, but in that case, I mean, if Tom ever gets a a way out because of that, I think Julien is gonna think about not using that Reaper for a long time. Do we have? It's only
just
one. It seems like no. Inner Dancer coming down.
And being a Perfume Dancer won't be enough. Maybe you can go into Leo Dancer, but no, if he only uses one, he can't even go into Leo Dancer. Because yeah, Perfume Dancer won't do anything really, because that Droll and Lockbird is just going to lock him out of being able to add Lunalight Perfume. The Silverhound will be able to special summon from the deck since it was sent to the graveyard by card effect. So he's going to opt to use a monster from his deck instead of the extra deck, since it is only going to be 2 materials here. It's looking like.
Yeah,
the Emerald Bird.
That's rough. Has to mean that we don't have many monsters in end because we can't add cards. We cannot get that, Perfume.
Yeah, that Droll and Lockbird is the last thing Tom wanted to see without having any interruptions. The Fuwalo's probably being that 6th card on the top of his deck, just brutal.
And it's even one more card that doesn't do anything now that Droll and Lock is there. You don't even get those extra draws with the forced release.
You didn't have to remind me about that. Brutal. All right, Julien waiting to see what is going to happen here from this chain link from the card effects that were sent for this fusion summon.
We just have everything available. As you can see, Izuna is there. Olisu is there. It's not only the field that we must worry about. Every interruption in the end is available from Julien. How can Tom pull this miracle off?
Yeah, he's going to be able to get some monsters with the Emerald Bird summoning back from the graveyard. The Silverhound can summon from the deck, but I just don't know if it's going to be enough. He also still has the Yellow Martin in the graveyard, which can summon itself back by returning a Lunalight card.
Yeah, is there a way? Can this be a Kaleido Chick? Maybe with the last card in hand being something like a wolf. So difficult, though, to figure out.
But now we access this Lunalight Tiger, usually, placed in the Pendulum Zone. This time is gonna make an appearance in the main monster zone.
This is the first time, we've seen Lunalight Tiger there in the main monster zone. Kind of funny.
Does the bird add it to the hand? Oh, Martin's going to add it back to the hand, I guess, is the idea. But is Martin going to get through the Humble Horror Masquerade or any of the thousands of interruptions seemingly on Julien's side? Or just the Perfume Dancer can add it back?
I mean, this is really sort of heartbreaking in a way. Such amazing duels from both sides throughout all of this weekend, but now we are down to this remaining one, and Tom seems like he's just fighting an uphill battle.
So the Umbral Horror is going to negate effect. It's going to take a random card out of Tom's hand and have his life points.
That is quite the interruption right there.
And let's take a look at this die roll.
Let the dice decide. It's going to be 2-3, the middle card.
Oh, wow.
But you can't use it when your life points are this low.
Those life points are already have the Umbral Horror Masquerade, just an excellent card against heavy polymerization, unironically.
Wow.
Does he... this is just, I don't know.
I don't know what Tom might come up with. This has to be absolutely tough. He can bounce back the Tiger, but here comes the forced release, which is gonna upgrade the Ripper into the Werewolf and then destroy it back to the extra deck.
Full Moon rises, Ripper turns into a Werewolf.
2 more cards in hand, and if you activate any of them, the Werewolf can get rid of it. And there it is, gonna show the full hand from Tom. What is he gonna reveal?
Thrust in Lunalight Perfume? Oh, but Droll and Lockbird.
Neither of them do anything,
Droll and Lockbird stops both of these cards. The Thrust won't be able to add. The Lunalight Perfume won't be able to add.
And we are down to the last effect in this Tiger.
Gonna bring back the Yellow Martin with the Tiger. and Julien has the dust.
Yeah, there's no Devil is there, as well as Olisu, so still the interruption have not ended for Julien. And here comes Olisu.
And that's
and
it!
And the handshake is there! Wow! Julien Gi-Ohtcg is your 2025 TCG World Champion! Look what it means to him! Just look at the crowd, the champion du monde indeed, taking it on with that scarf all the way from the NAWCQ and now representing both the NAWCQ champion.
Attention duelists! We have a brand new champion for the TCG! Give it up for Julien Gi-Ohtcg! Congratulations! Commiserations to Tom there, but Julien, you have secured the World Championship. Julien, come and collect your trophy. Give it up for Julien Gi-Ohtcg, your World Champion for 2025! Julien, come and join me back here. You can tell the emotion is here. You've been very calm, collected, but confident. The room have been loving you, and you are the TCG World Champion. How do you feel?
I don't even know what to say. I feel ecstatic right now. I don't even think it hit me yet.
Now this is your moment. Is there anybody you would like to thank or just give a shout out to who has helped you on this journey to become the world champion?
Yes, for sure. So first and foremost, I want to shout out my girlfriend, Sarah Lynn. She's been here like the whole step of the way. Next, I want to shout out my boy, Jesse. This guy, he's been like staying up every night with me to test, like making sure all the work is done. Just like testing with me the whole way. And like also I want to shout out Triff and Volano specifically because 2 days before the event, they helped me fix my list because I don't think it was that good before. Stake your soul, your nose is mine!
今一番感謝を伝えたい人はまずこの場に一緒に来てくれているガールフレンドのセリーンさん、そして、母国で一緒にずっとプレーをして、今もずっと連絡をしてくれているジェシーさん、そしてこの大会で出会った、みんなのすべてのデュエリストたちに感謝を伝えたいと思います。
Now lastly, there are probably duelists all around the world who one day want to follow in your footsteps and become a world champion. Do you have any advice for them at home?
Just keep up the work. Play as much as you can, and like one day you'll be here.
Well, congratulations. I'm going to let you lift that trophy one more time because you deserve it. The new world champion, Julien Gi-Ohtcg! Congratulations, Julien. Now, very, very shortly, we are going to be having our closing ceremony where we're going to get all of our duelists